I get like the little tingly hairs up here. I didn't think this day would ever come. Morning, Tradiacs. Bit of a different morning today. It is so nice out. I am going for the first road ride of the year outside, no matter what, later today. So I'm in the office at 7, and I'll head out of here a little bit early, sometime around, I don't know, 3:30. I'll get home, and then we ride outside. Yeah, that's right. I just listened to the Endurance Nation podcast that I did last week with Coach Patrick, #1. If any of the Endurance Team EN, I think they call themselves Team Endurance Nation. If you're new to the channel and you've come over from that podcast and subscribed, welcome. This is a very, very new thing that I'm sure they're wondering, like, what is this Triathlon Taren dude all about? So say hi to them. Let's give them a nice Trainiac welcome. I'll link that podcast down below. I had a lot of fun on that. Thanks, Patrick. #2, this is kind of an interesting thing. I don't know if I can talk about it or not, but I'm gonna. The last little thing that I want to touch on before I go and pretty myself up is that something that I see right here is 8 weeks to your first triathlon. Can you do it? Yes. Should you do it? Probably not. Does it grate my cheese that there are articles and programs out there that tell people they should be doing a first triathlon in 8 weeks? Absolutely. My cheese is well grated. There we go. That's prettier. Okay, so a bone that I have to pick with a lot of the like really highly shareable articles out there online is the stuff that's like 10 weeks to your next personal best. With this 3-month program, you can crush a half Ironman. You could go and do a triathlon tomorrow. They're not actually that hard as long as you get over the hurdle of mentally entering that race and feeling confident. Can those programs make you feel confident? Absolutely. If it's just a matter of going into one and being able to complete it, take however little time you need. The issue that I have with those programs is when they say to your next personal best or to crush your next half Ironman. That isn't gonna happen just in 8 to 12 weeks. Triathletes are not made in a matter of weeks and months. They're made over a matter of years. I get like the little tingly hairs up here when I start seeing people and articles and coaching programs that try to get across the message that all you need to do is this one program and then boom, you're gonna be killing races. I think it's disheartening because it's setting people up for like high expectations, and then they get into the race and realize that it's really hard. And I'm just talking about really hard for dominating a race. If you're going with one of those 8 to 12 week programs, go in with the mindset that all you're gonna do is finish. If you wanna get into the triathlon lifestyle, and we're talking about training year round, constantly improving race over race, that happens over a matter of years. So just the concept of triathlon training being a year-long process, #1, you need to change the training based on the time of year. So let's assume that you're in the Northern Hemisphere and you're in a frozen tundra. It isn't triathlon season year round, and you've only got about 3 or 4 months that you can do triathlon, and let's call this place Winterpeg, Manitoba, Canada. In that case, your race season is about May to end of August, maybe beginning of September, and your off season starts in September and goes to about the end of December. What you should be doing is things like figuring out who you mesh with as a coaching and training relationship, doing really low intensity work and worrying more about building a foundation for your body with things like strength work, maintenance routines, visiting acupuncture, physiotherapy, massage, working out all those kinks that develop throughout the summer when you're beating yourself down. What you should also be doing is longer endurance training. The approach that I like to follow is called the Maffetone method, where you are setting a cap for your heart rate and all you're doing is really low intensity volume, and you're just building your aerobic capacity from January to, let's say, like end of February, early March. You start building the intensity and you start testing your body, building the strength, building the speed, turning yourself into a chiseled, hard as triathlete, the more you build up your strength and ability and physical fitness, the stronger you're going to be. That program is over and we're getting into like end of March, beginning of April. That's when these 8 to 12 week programs can come in and you start narrowing down really specifically your race fitness. You start making your bikes, your runs, your swims very, very similar to how it's actually going to be in the race. More brick workouts, more open water swims, swims in the pool where you're drafting and you're hitting people's feet and people are hitting your feet, bikes at race pace and you're dialing in what race pace feels like and what your power numbers are going to be in a race if you're racing off of a power meter. And then in the last 1 to 2 weeks before a race, you go through a taper plan where your volume starts going down. You still keep some intense bursts in the last couple of weeks, but because you're resting a little bit and your volume's low, your body's going to be getting stronger. And hopefully you time it perfectly so that by the time race day comes around, bam, you're ready to go. Okay, I've got it off my chest. This wasn't intended to be a absolute perfect training plan that you can go and print out because triathlon is not that simple. It takes a matter of months and years and decades to become amazing at something. I'm sorry, but it takes hard work. And here on Triathlon Taren, we love the hard work. Eat it up with a spoon. By the way, if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen it yet, it is work day and first bicycle ride outside day. I'll see you on the Cervelo S3. This is huge news. These are like my fall and spring tires, the super tough gator skins, and I figured I'd try to put them on. I have never once successfully got them on these Altos because the Altos are really tight, and I just did. I've never even got half on. Hey, off I go, off I go. Oh my god, you guys, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, it's happening, it's happening. Getting to ride bicycles outside. OMG, you guys, I didn't think this day would ever come. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first ride of the year. And Taren's happy again. See you, Trainiacs. Yeah.